If you struggle at chess, it's probably because you make the exact same mistake as everyone else. The biggest mistake I see everyone making is only thinking about yourself, only thinking about my opportunities, my threats, my piece activity. But your opponent's moves make up about 50% of the game, so think about them around 50% of the time. And that's exactly what I'll do as well. But after this video, that's not us anymore. We are better. We think forward and about our opponent's threats. But you'll see, I will have a great position. I'll make my pawn breaks. I'll activate my pieces. And all of a sudden, my opponent has threats that I didn't even think about. But then my opponent will think about his threats, his tactics, his opportunity. What can I capture? He'll capture and go wrong. So, if you want to see how I beat in 1940 with making these mistakes and looking at how he makes the same mistake, let's go. In the previous video, you saw how I dealt with sacrifices. I didn't play a great game, but I was winning and then I just blundered a tactic. I just didn't see the tactic, and fair enough to my opponent. I just made the course on this. You have this move. That move is a sacrifice, but it works. Yeah, now usually this happens, and this is basically how far I know it. I know that my opponent can get into some trouble if he allows this pin. Oh, maybe I should have done that first, but I mean, I have this, so if you really want to kick me, that's totally fine, I feel like. I don't think I care all too much. And if this happens and that, I can still just rotate over. If this happens, maybe I should be careful if e5 is annoying. I don't think it is. That's a weird move. But I mean, my opponent can play a lot of weird moves and just get away with it, so that's all fine. You can kick me, I'll just go here, trade off your strong bishop. Wow, you actually go for that. So sacrificing shouldn't make sense, so I'll go for this, open up my rook if you allow me. And we'll play a game, potentially with our king stranded in the center, to be fair. So my opening was fine, but not the best. This is exactly what we saw. I developed my knight. The engine prefers bishop to f5 more, but I saw into the lines and I like knight f6 more. And this is the position that we got. My opponent played a great opening, almost found every best move, but me too. This is actually what I will recommend. But in this position, I think I played a combination of these moves because that's just the most natural thing to play. But here I have to go for c5. If you're just like all the others and you don't want to memorize anything and you just want to play according to principles, go ahead. In the semi-Slav, it isn't the worst thing. I didn't know any theory. I found quite good moves, got myself in a fine position. It's fine. But if you want to go to the next level, you do have to know these structures and these plans. And I should have found c5, but I can only find that if I studied my opening and I know this opening. I didn't. So, after c5, one of the best moves is just to develop a knight, which is quite natural. I can just develop a knight too, very natural. He can attack my queen. I just have this check, all good. And now you see the pressure. I'm pinning this, a lot of pressure here. I'm pinning that. My knight isn't really doing much, but fine. And now we can take. Obviously, this is pinned, so that's attacked. So you have to take with the bishop. to defend it with the queen. This is all very findable and okay if you know it. And our opponent can find all of these moves too, but it's quite hard to find everything, especially after b5. If you go back, you're quite okay, but I would really recommend c5 here. Otherwise, you will get in very weird positions. And yes, our opponent has to sack a pawn. After you defend, he has to sack another pawn. And now you have to X-ray defend your knights. And that's why I recommend this line, especially because you're just taking some pawns, developing some pieces, but your opponent has to find two pawn sacrifices with an X-ray defend on the knight. And if you just know your opening, your opponent has to find all of this. That's impossible. He will either make a mistake or you will have a sufficient time advantage. Have a lot of time to think about what to do and get a great position and learn a lot of lessons because you had so much time to think about them. Now just give a check, go out of this, very easy to find. One of the only moves is king to f1, which is quite difficult to find. Obviously, if you do this, we take the knight. If you block with the queen, it isn't the best line. I think we can just take the center. If you want to take and take, we're fine. We now have the center, have opened up this. It's all going great. But king f1, we have d4, very nice and natural move. And our opponent has to see that all from here. He has to see, oh no, my knight is not defended. So I have to X-ray defend, give him this check, so that I can move my king here. And when d4 happens, I have the miracle defense, bishop to f3. That's not findable for our opponents. It's very findable for us. We have to just defend the knight, nothing more natural than that. The engine prefers knight to b7, but that just looks like your knight is getting trapped or something. I think it's way more natural to go out of the center, attacking our queen. We can slide back, all good. You can attack us again, all good. We can just take the center. And here you have the line of take. Yes, this is only defended by a queen and a knight, by the way. That's why you can take and take. Now this is not defended anymore. Can attack the queen again, but after takes, takes, and takes, we can just develop. We are up a clean d pawn. So we are doing great. And after takes and takes, which is the engine's preferred line, check, block, take, take, king up, king up. We are just in the endgame, and after he trades the rooks, our opponent has to draw this because we have an extra pawn. It is a passed pawn, which is devastating, but the engine can hold this, and a well-prepared opponent, I think, will have chances to draw this as well. Why do I think that? Quick endgame lesson in a opening lesson, because you're not like the others, you are one of the community and you want to learn everything. If you have a bishop versus knight, when is that advantageous? It is advantageous when the pawns are on the same color of your bishop. These pawns are on light squares, so our bishop is quite useless here. It can't do anything. We have a passed pawn, but the knight is the best blockader of a passed pawn, which is very annoying. His king is more active, and the only thing we can do is, first of all, try to stop his light squared blockade with this plan. That's our first plan. Second of all, attack the pawns on dark squares. What is our one biggest problem with this? That he has f3. Now we cannot target the f2 pawn with our bishop. Second of all, this pawn break is not a plan anymore. Third problem is that he has a barricade against our king. He controls all of these squares. All of these. We cannot infiltrate with our king. So after something like f3, I would recommend rotating your bishop over. First of all, we have this correlation with our bishop and their knight. So their knight cannot come forward. Their pawns cannot go forward, even though moving the pawns forward would be a blunder, so you don't really have to stop it. From the moment he commits a pawn on the dark square, uh, it's very hard for him to still draw this game. For example, let's say these are here. They are frozen on the dark square. We are completely winning. We can just zigzag our bishop. We are threatening bishop to c1. He has to defend against it. Now the knight is undefended. We can bring our king in. We, by the way, can now enter with our king. So his only move will be to go to king to c2. And we can just play a waiting move. Just move the bishop, and you have to either lose your knight or move a pawn. And once you cannot move the pawn, you have to move your knight. If you move your knight, I can finally push my passed pawn again. Not yet, but you get the point. So after he does this, I would go bishop to d6, prepare that, attacking this, hopefully forcing wow, h3. And after h3 and f3 has occurred with this, right, we can now try and move our king into these dark squares, forcing his king to go back. And the one good thing we have is that we can always just move our bishop around and try and infiltrate with our king. He has to defend. Maybe we try to rotate this way to occupy all of these squares so that the king cannot move there. If the king cannot defend the g6 square, we can just take it, take this one, go out of the way, push our h-pawn. It is drawable, but if anyone is pushing for a win, it's obviously us, and we will try to fight for a win. One quick mistake, like just this or that, you're done. One mistake like this, which allows our advancement, because playing f3 will be less strong, and now our king can get in the light squares. One tiny mistake, and white is in a lot of trouble, but it's drawable. So if you want to be like everyone else, fine, just don't memorize things and go for some theoretical principle, whatever. Or you just learn some plans and fully understand your openings like us and get into these positions, which is a draw, but try and draw it against me, like, I don't mind. So let's get back to the video. That's very possible. But we'll have another activity. Wow. Am I missing something? Why? Huh? Okay, so I do, by the way, have check, push, takes, queen takes, pretty useless. Check here, takes, queen takes, that's also pretty useless. I should probably just trade then. This is a move, but that weakens. So then I should have some check and pressure. You take with the knight. That's not a stupid move. I now have some infiltration, and if you kick me, queen check, and if you push, I can just take. So I feel like this is the time to get a knight in. This feels natural, but not good. Because I think just maybe not bishop check, maybe queen check, and you cannot push, so you have to block. Then I could wow. I did not expect you to castle there. Is this strong? And just try to get something there. Maybe. Maybe. Is that strong? Hmm. I mean, this can't be a bad move. Just scoping a bit. And I feel like there should be some queen c7, bishop h2, king goes up, knight sacrifice, so that if you take, I gain access to queen g3. And that could be a lights out sacrifice in the future. Not yet, but in the future. And maybe if you develop a knight, I can play f5 so that if takes and takes, I get an open rook. And yeah, so I saw that. I can do this too. Your queen has to go to d1 because your only other move is to go to c1, and that blunders knight to e2. So knight here, you go there. You can't really kick me. If you do this, I can just go back. So I feel like that's just a nice pressuring move. And I mean, this knight is just being annoying. I don't know if it's actually serving a purpose, but... Oh, I didn't see that. That's valid. Yeah, you have a diagonal too. My bad. So, Loki? I don't know. I feel like our queen is quite useless now. So let's rotate it over. And, I mean, good luck kicking our knight out of this annoying square. Here takes... I don't know. It's still a position, obviously. Wow. So takes, knight takes, queen takes. If you take and take... I don't have access to this. So takes, knight takes, queen takes. I cannot allow this, I feel like, so I should take... maybe trade everything. Is check useful ever for something? I don't think so. I don't want you to have my bishop. So check here, maybe I go back. With what purpose? What if you just attack me? Yeah, I cannot allow you to have my bishop, so... Do I really want to castle? Now I can get this in. Maybe that's strong and just leave my king in the center. I think I like that. After takes and rook takes, I'm just pressuring all over. And now I should get some nice chances, I feel like. Maybe f3. But then bishop check, king has to run, queen gets in, you have to run. I can already win a pawn. I mean, my king is very undefended, but... Takes, queen takes, rook up. Maybe rook up now. I don't know. Take should be losing somehow, right? Yeah, so now I can just put my rook up, and this should be a great threat. You can't sacrifice the rook now, which could have been a form of counterplay, which I quite accidentally stopped. If you go here, I can still just attack your queen. And I never gain access to something. important, but king up, maybe just bring my other rook. Mm, here, maybe I should just go there, but then this is undefended. Is that a problem? Potentially. And what was the problem here? That you always have checks. Yeah, and checks are quite annoying. Mm, I mean, you only have one move, right? What are you thinking about? Maybe this is a threat. I haven't thought about that. To force you back. Sack a pawn, takes, check. You could block though. Hmm. Yeah, I think you survive. Wow. That blunders. No? Take, rook takes. I can sack my queen to win this, and after takes and takes, you win my rook back. So takes, rook takes. I can do this. You have to go back. Does that work? Take, rook takes. Sack a queen for a rook. I do this, and you sack a queen for a rook. You have to take. Okay. If I do this, check. I cannot go here now, which is very annoying. If I do this, you can get in. Okay. So what about takes, rook takes? Attack the rook is this. God damn it. I thought I had him. Takes, rook takes. Queen slides over. King moves. King moves. So what if we change the move order and I do this first? If takes, here take, check, move, check, block. Just not strong enough. How is nothing strong enough? If I go here, check. Like this. Move. Check. Block. Take a pawn. Trade a piece. Now I have this. So maybe king here just to prepare rook h8 and continue the attack like that. If I do this, yeah, that looks fine, I feel like. Here, check is block. What if you just move? Then I get this maybe, but then no, that's defended. Yeah, I feel like this is my only chance to fight for an advantage. If takes... Wait, do I... I don't have takes, my rook is hanging. Oh, this is way more complicated than I thought. So takes doesn't work. If I do this, you take, so I shoot. I do maybe have takes, check, and I should lose. If I take, you take. I have check. Move. And oh shoot, this is also a threat. God damn. So I have to defend. I mean, yeah, I have to defend, that's it. Check is met with takes. So that's fine. And I think I'm threatening to take, and now that. So I still have a threat. If you move, take, check, move. Double up. Challenge me. Trade everything. I don't know. Maybe this is a plan. So that I'm maybe threatening take and check. But also if takes, I have takes. Yeah, I don't know. I did give him some things to think about. Okay, yeah, that's valid. So now take here, move like that. Go, I mean, here, do I have a threat? So if nothing changes, I have takes, check, block. Takes. I mean, I feel like that's my only way of counterplay, so if you take, I take. That should be fine. Everything is still well defended, and I think I'm threatening to take, and this is now weak, and if you move this, I get checked. Do I have a threat with check? After blocks... Take, takes, check. Here, take, activate, and I don't know what's happening, to be honest. If you just do this now, take, go here, you just move, I take the file, and maybe there is something, but I'm not sure. God damn, such a difficult game. Wow. So takes should be no-brainer. If you push, I think I just take. Now I get check. My opponent is playing very quickly. Check here. That should be a threat. What are you threatening except of my rook? If I do this, like, what is your plan? I don't understand your plan. If I check, move there, if I just move here, you have to move the queen. I can check. You have to move in my sight. I can double up and threaten to... What? I'm so confused. Why did you play that so quickly? So I have check. Your only move is to move. Then I have this, spinning your knight, so there are no complications with that. And you don't have a check, so let's just go for this. This looks like suicide. I can just take, rook takes, rook takes. Yeah, so we have to do that. Now I have this. That's not a thread, right? Here, check, king move, take, take. That should be winning. And if you just move your queen, oh wait, that's a blunder. What are you doing? You don't have checks, you don't have threats. If you do this, I take with a check. Oh, he blundered. Okay, let's go. Why did he play so fast? That was weirdly pressuring. I mean, this doesn't come with a check. I'll just save my queen and I'm up a queen, so... oh, and your knight is pinned, obviously. Yeah, okay. Whew. I think that's it. But, my hands are quite sweaty. I mean, that was not literally, but... I mean, literally too, but... If you move, I'll just take. If you fork me, I can take. If you sack a rook, I can take, and that's not a threat. I feel like there's a big chance that my opponent is just salty and lets his clock run out. He's from Belgium too. I don't know if I want to type to him. He's probably mad. So we'll pause and we'll see if he reacts. Alright, he is back. So he moved his queen. It's still pinned, but now he can unpin. So I'll take with a check. You have to take with the rook. And I think I could pin the rook, but I am now up 5 points of material. You're not really threatening anything. Maybe that's a threat, but I don't think so. I want to sack. I want to sack. My point is that I want to sack my rook for your knight. If you do this, I don't know. I will probably just sack. After you block, I have check. If you move, I can pin you. You have to defend. And I think if all the pawns are gone, no, that's not a winning king and pawn endgame. It's a 2-on-2 and a 2-on-3. So I cannot already sack my queen to just play a winning pawn and endgame. King and pawn endgame. Pause. Talking is difficult somehow. And if this, I don't even have to. But if nothing changes now, I have takes, takes, takes. You cannot block, so you have to move. After you move, I have check, run, and check, run. Is there nothing here yet? I mean, I'll find something. Maybe I shouldn't sag then. So if take, I don't really have any infiltration. Are you threatening something? I don't think so. I can just move. And I can pin your pawn. If you move the knight, I can check, take, check, move, pin, block, take, move, take, take. Where is your knight in that situation? I'm not sure. So if I take, check, move, check, move, check. Is that worth it? Take, check. I have time enough. So, I mean, let's just go for it. I don't know if the engine will glaze it, but I can take with the pawn check. You can move, that's made though. Oh, so if check, you're forced to go here. I have check. Probably forced to go here. Check, only move. I think that's mate. Maybe I miscalculated something. I'm not sure, but I feel like I have a mate. If that's mate, if here I have check, you can block. Then I have check, take, take. You have to move, and I can fork you anywhere you go. Yeah. So is it toxic to type GG well played to my opponent, like right now? I'm not sure. Yeah, so if this I have check, and yeah, okay. GG to my opponent. So let's see if I was winning all the way through. I'm not sure. So we get a London. I play the anti-London, which will be in my course, which I'm making right now. This is quite a weird situation. Oh, okay, they fixed it. So yesterday in my engine, he recommended d5, but anytime I play d5, it was plus +07. But any move white played, it went back to +02, which didn't make sense. He played one of the best moves here. Yeah, probably this is better, because he can stop me. I do the knight, he develops the bishop, I develop my bishop, he develops the knight. I just go for a solid structure, he attacks me, I go back. This is all fine. You take, and I'm slightly better. I take, and I'm quite a lot better. The engine wants to... Is learnchess bugged? God damn it. I mean, sure, so let's go. It was around here. I have this though. So now the engine wants to play this. After takes, knight takes, queen takes, I do not know why we are going for this. His best move is just to sack pawn. Now it's to develop a knight, and we are not up any material, I feel like. No. Why is this that winning? Here, take, castle, rook over, knight moves. I have to find this move, you have to move, and now I have a free pawn. Can you not defend that pawn? At any time. You move here, I can check, and now your king is stuck in the center, I can attack your queen. Yeah, okay, but that's not very human to see out of this position, that is indefendable after this pawn break, we trade I mean, that's not human, so... Fair enough, after takes and takes, knight in the center, he castles, we develop a piece, which is just the best move. I thought that was good pressure, it's very much not, and I should just start an attack. And if you take, knight gets kicked. If you move in there, we can just take, queen takes. And now we see what we saw in the game. Our king could go to d7, our queen should rotate in, our rook should rotate in. Probably the idea of this move is just to go there, and if you take, now our queen can come in. You should ask for a trade, we just go back, and this is unstoppable. I feel like your best move is just to sack your knight in one move. And sack your queen at the same time. Oh, but then you get check. Wait, this is quite complicated. Takes, move the rook, have to go back. Move the king, this is a threat. You gotta move, attack the queen. You have to sack the queen because if you oh, you cannot defend this pawn anymore. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, we get so much pressure. Okay, that's a very cool idea. Not human to see at all, but it's a cool idea. So we just developed, this wasn't enough pressure. We should have castle, but I thought more pressure. You find the best move, which is a pawn break. I should ignore. I thought I could not allow e5. So I took, and took. This is the best move. And after you go over, I have takes, queen takes. Putting my rook up is one of the best moves. I did underestimate this maneuver. Now my king cannot enter here. This is always met with a check. I do choose for that move anyway. And apparently this is losing. This is very losing. If you sack your knight, and if I take, you have to sack your rook, and if I take, check, move, take here, after check, I have to sack my queen. That's a beautiful tactic. Is that findable though? Like this was on the board. How do you find this? You sack a knight so that you can sack a rook, so that you can check. I have to run, take with a check at, I don't know, like this knight sacrifice is findable. Like takes block, but sacking your rook like this with a lot of variations, I could well run. Oh, I cannot run there. I mean, bishop blocks is just rook takes. If I go here, you have check here and mate. I don't know. It's findable if I give you the position, but you have to see a tactic in a position to go to a position where you have to see a tactic in a position to find the tactic in every position. So I don't know how human it is, and I didn't even consider it. I don't think my opponent considered this. Now it's a draw again, but I don't play the most accurate move. The idea of queen to g5, if I just move, you're probably just going to pressure me. Takes, knight moves over, and this check does not matter at all. Because of the spin, and I cannot exploit it. Oh, that's cool, and I just have to sack my rook, and I still can't move. Oh, you just paralyzed my rook, and now the open file just doesn't matter. That's a very cool idea. And if you like practical tips and ideas like this, you should subscribe and don't miss out on these. Like, these tactics are high level. And this blunder's a draw again. I take which is the best move, and you do not find the best move, and now all of a sudden I have check. I thought this was losing. I thought I could just take. Apparently I cannot, because after takes, check, and block. Ew, obviously. Take with a check. If you move back, I can just give the same check and we're in the same position, except I just won a pawn, so that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm just completely winning. I would have found it. So here, knight moves instead. I have check, and you go the wrong way. And after this, you only have one move, not to be -5, and it's queen here, which I calculated. And then I would have found the best move, and I did calculate the whole rook sacrifice, but I never thought it worked. After takes, I cannot take with a pawn, so rook takes. Oh, I didn't see that sequence though. And now I only have one move, which is quite hard to find. Oh no, it's not. It's just opening lines to checkmate you. Yeah, that's not hard to find. It's just a clearance sacrifice. If after you take, I just have check. You have to sag the pawn back, and I have check. You have to block, take, and this is just mate. I can run away, give you this check, and now you don't have any useful check anymore, and this is unstoppable, mate. Yeah, okay, that's very findable. It's just a clearance sacrifice, which is quite tacky, but I would have found that for sure. And now you just blunder your queen. You do play the best move. I was considering not to take it, but I thought that rook here would be quite annoying. Apparently, after takes with a check, this is just mate. You go here, I take the rook, you take back, and I just have mate in one. Okay, so this diagonal is absolutely critical, and you just can't stop me. If you try to stop this mate, I just go back and you cannot move. Oh, you just literally don't have a move. Oh, that's disgusting. And if I go here, I just slowly pave my way in. Now you have to trade queens, I can take with a check. You have to probably take back, which leads to mate in one. You have to sack your queen, which leads to a mate in two. And it's always this idea with this diagonal and this rook. That's beautiful. I just freeze your position. Every piece is just blocked and occupied. That's beautiful. So just blunder queen. I did take it eventually. And I wanted to sack my rook. You go for this, and now I can actually sack my rook. And this is a mate in six, which I saw. And that's why I asked, like, do you think it's toxic to say GG if you just see the forced mate? The forced mate is check. If you go here, it's mate in one. If you go here, I have check. If you block, I apparently have this. I thought about check, and after this, here you only have two moves, both of which fail to this, and you have to move and I'll take your rook. So I saw that sequence. I didn't see the checkmate here though, so I can just take a free rook with a check, which obviously is good. And after check, block, check here, I have check. Oh, that's mate. Okay, that's beautiful. I never saw this type of mate. So check, run. I also have check, but that's in 5. What is my other maiden tree? I don't have another maiden tree. So check. If you move, this is mate. If you move, this is takes. You have to go somewhere, and this is mate. Fair enough. That's beautiful. And so this is mate, this is mate, this is your only other move, and after check, one move that it's mate. Okay. I don't know why I wanted to play this instead of just taking a rook with a check, but I mean, I saw the whole sequence where I check, you're forced to take, I can take. You only have two legal moves, and this just picks up the rook always, and then I take, and this is obviously winning. I'm up a queen for a pawn, so I saw the whole tactical sequence. So I hope you learned a lot about tactics, first of all, positional play, activating the king, maybe this opening. I didn't play it all too accurately, but I just made the course, I haven't studied it yet. And if you learned anything or liked the gameplay, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.